Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. We're getting our Final Fantasy XIV stream started this morning. And we left ourselves on the moon last time. So we will be continuing our Endwalker story on the moon and seeing where we go from here. So let's get on with that. And good morning, Legend. There it is. Well, let's see, first off here, what do we got to do? Yeah, moon story. Look at the moon. They have buildings on the moon. Get some tea and then we'll get started here. I return. I must return. Why? Home. I want. I need. You mustn't touch. In cerulean halls, find me. No steps echo through this looming spire save your own, but you nevertheless sense a presence above. Apologies. I have been preoccupied for quite some time and am out of practice at conversation. Ever since this moon was created by Hydaelyn, I have served as an integral part. I am the Watcher. I am responsible for the prisoner and the devices that hold him fast. Zodiark himself, a projection of the moon's core. Though rent asunder by Hydaelyn, he grows more powerful with every rejoining. 7 there have been, 7 too many. And yet, for all his servants' machinations, he remains incomplete. The fallen are beyond salvation. No attempt would be made to free Zodiark, not until he is whole once more. But someone has taken action. The shackles that hold him nearly shattered. Six locks to his jail, great and grand. Gargantuan swords driven deep, brands to bind Zodiark forevermore. Five were destroyed by his would-be liberator. One of these I have restored. I strive to mend the remaining 4, but my efforts are being impeded. Souls sacrificed to summon Zodiark, their manifestation consequence of the waning seal. They labor in opposition to my work. They must be expelled for the preservation of all. If keeping Zodiark imprisoned is the right thing to do, I will aid you. What is right and good? Ask 1,000 souls and receive 1,000 answers. I offer none. I am the watcher and the jailer. I am not the judge. Know this, Hydaelyn commands the forces of stasis, and this moon is the product of such power. So long as Zodiark remains imprisoned in this place, no more sacrifices will be made in his name, nor will those souls rendered up in his name fade into oblivion. Go, meet with these wandering spirits. Do what you think is right. You must confront those lost souls, yes, but you need not expel them by might of arms. A feather touch, a firm word, simple methods may send them away, faint echoes as they are. Where the strength of sentiment that drives them, however, emotions that do not fade even with the passage of centuries. And make haste, though yet distant, unwelcome guests draw closer. Let's see, jump up. Geronimo. Where's my bird? There he comes. Where? When? How long? Was it truly so long ago? We were happy, at peace with the star. We nurtured it, helped it grow, with our will, our creations. We were the star's beating heart, its life. Every soul a drop of blood flowing through its veins. To live, to learn, to create, to make better. The star flourished, as did we. Do you remember? As the whispers die, the final spirit fades. No shadows of times long lost remain around the drowning brand. Hey, doggy. An unusually lustrous dog is gazing at you with what seems to be fond anticipation. It appears to be waiting for you to follow it. Okay. Let's follow. Follow the lustrous dog and try not to fall behind. Okay. The dog silently regards the spirit that lurks near the brand. We and the star were fulfilled, wanted for naught, mourned for naught. So why did it have to end? The final days taught us to fear a death forced upon us. The injustice of duties and dreams left unfulfilled. The grief of unexpected partings. Swift as darkness, cold as ash. Such tragedy, yet no catharsis. Such truth, yet no consolation. As the whispers die, the spirit fades. All is silent and still around the numbing brand. The lustrous dog is once again staring at you expectantly, and who are you to deny it? Follow and try not to fall behind. Well, I don't really want to be near these things. I guess we could fight them. Unless they're going to ignore me, maybe. The dog silently regards the shadow that lurks near the brand. And that's a broken brand there. Our perfection came crumbling down. Such overwhelming despair. In that moment we knew the end was nigh. The faintest glimmer of hope remained. We gave our lives that others may live. We gave ourselves to Zodiark. Zodiark, our Lord and Savior, to forge our world anew. To live and love again. Become one with the star. Fill earth and heaven with life. Birth paradise where fear is distant memory. Pardon me, but would you be so kind as to step aside? Ah, that unmistakable color. The soul of Azum. But not the friend I knew, I think. Nevertheless, you are you. So, Emmett Silk meant for you to have it. You seem surprised. Why might that be? We meet again, Hydaelyn. Again, I do not believe I have yet had the pleasure. Emmett Silk created a shade in my likeness, and not only me, but all of Amarat. How very like him. A slave to sentiment, even after an eternity. As you may have guessed, I am different from the shade you met before. No mere approximation, but the original. A soul sacrificed to Zodiark. We remember in vivid detail the events leading to our purgatory. The plans and plots for our resurrection, Hydaelyn's intervention, and Zodiark's and the stars' final fate. And then we drifted in a waking dream, our minds steeped in fog, until you came. I know not what you and your friends intend for Zodiark or the future of the star. Nevertheless, in you I place my trust and faith. In you I choose to believe, as Emmett Selk did. Believe in yourself, and all will be well. New arrivals, though. Ah, Fandaniel. That color I know. And another I do not. An unfamiliar but fearsome being. I have kept you from your duty. By way of apology, I will ensure that the shades hinder you no more. Protect the final brand. Fare you well, my new old friend. The dog growls, agitated. We must protect the brand. Come on, boy. The dog nudges you with its nose. You get the feeling it wants you to hop on. Okay. I will ride the dog. Yeah, let's ride the dog. Here, that one's intact.
In the nick of time to savor the crowning triumph. Unbound and free at last. Arise, Zodiark! Deprived of heart and will by the loss of dearest Elidibus. A creature of pure instinct, wanting for guidance. But powerful, oh so powerful, more so with every passing moment. Such potential, even in this incomplete state. Still the savior who delivered a world from certain doom.
So, here we stand. You know my intent. Consume the god, then the world. Stoke your fury to a raging inferno, and dance among the ashes. Or perhaps you would face me here and now. A lesser but welcome amusement. Yes, a taste to whet the appetite.
Sorry to spoil the moment, but might I ask that you postpone the slaughter until I've said my piece? I promise I will be brief. Do you remember when I told you that I wanted to die and take everyone with me? I meant it.
We are the Savior. We are the Guardian, the Keeper of natural order. We are the Martyr, the Bestower of new beginnings. We are...
Such lofty aspirations! And what sweet irony that the world's saviors will become the agents of its destruction!
It cannot end this way. We must return and be made whole. We are the will of the star, now and forever. For the greater good, for the sake of the world.
Wrong, 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 wrong! Lies and delusion! The dead have no power over me. You will be silent. Silent as the grave!
No more, we beg of you. The star must endure.
Believe and walk in faith. Let the light of your soul shine for all to see. Not quite the outcome you'd imagined, but a fitting one nonetheless. Don't you think so, Hades?
All I craved and more. Boundless power. Mine to command. I had intended to pit my fractured divinity against Xenos. But a more tempting option presents itself. The greatest obstacle to my ambition. You will trouble me no longer.
I guess we will queue up for this one then. We're on a populated server, so we'll see how long that takes. Can't do duty support for this one. Yeah, it could take just a little time, but that's all right. We've got all of our crafters and gatherers up to 80 ready for this. We could go start some of their studium deliveries. We'll see. Let's see. Says it should only take a few minutes, but don't know if that's always true, of course. You can head back over to old Charlie in here. Specimen that came from the moon. You know, we could start another, pick up, I guess, the second level of hunt marks here. Good to see you, Anne. I've heard a great deal about your recent exploits, as has everyone else. That's why I feel confident recommending you for associate level hunts. The challenges you face from here on out will be significantly tougher to contend with, but I wager you can handle them. You've yet to give me reason to believe otherwise. Associate specimens are not only more threatening, but also more difficult to track down. You'll have to seek them out in the world's most inaccessible and inhospitable reaches, like bloody Garlemald. Gods, I hate that place. Now, if Ilsabard's unfriendly north was our only problem, I'd simply remind you to strap on your furs and take some ale for the road, but, well, perhaps it's best if you ask Jalakshai what she's working on. There's nothing quite like hearing it straight from the chocobo's mouth. Yes, I heard from here. If Northada insists, I will tell you precisely what I'm dealing with at the moment. Let's look at this request from Chrysil, shall we? She's Charlian's sole xenobiologist, a self-proclaimed one, mind you, and it's her raison d'etre to prove that life exists upon stars other than our own. The astronomers have long since banned her from their meetings and refuse any request she makes on principle, but alas, we have no such luxury. She's been demanding samples from the moon for some time now, despite the obvious impossibility of acquiring them. Associate hunts often present such challenges, ones with no ready solution. Though we gleaners pride ourselves on our resourcefulness, all we can do in such cases is post them on the board and hope for a miracle. Try telling that to the clients, though. In any case, I would be thankful if you'd take a look at the board and try your hand at any bills that suit you. The guildship has high hopes for your success. No pressure, of course. All right. And I picked up some more junior levels earlier, since we exhausted those previously. All right, we got those, and then I think if we change to one of our crafters here, or gatherers, we can unlock the leave meats here. You strike me as someone who isn't afraid to get their hands dirty. And I don't mean that as a euphemism. Are you interested in a bit of good old-fashioned hard work? But perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself. I am Greed, one of Charlian's gleaners. It is our role to procure materials, samples, knowledge, all you can imagine and more. Naturally, it would be difficult for any one person to comb the world each time our countrymen ask something of us. Thus did we form a guildship, the better to share information and see the requests we receive to the hands of those best suited to fulfill them. Some requests, for instance, are better assigned to those who demonstrate a certain degree of finesse and persistence, and the calluses upon your hands tell me that you are one such person. I understand that you may feel some trepidation given the somewhat lax selection process. As you like as not suspect, the Forum would never officially recognize a traveler from another nation as a gleaner. Unofficially, however, we're up to our necks in requests as of late, and they're coming in faster than ever before. We'll take any talent we can get and pay good coin for it, so please, tell me you're interested. So we've got leaves available now. And let's see, we are almost 6 minutes into our queue with an average wait time estimate of 7 minutes. I'm going to start the gatherers first, I think. Excuse me, kind madam. Pardon my forthrightness, but might I beg a moment of your time? I work under Professor Tankin and am in search of a capable botanist to assist with his research. That is your profession, is it not? In which case, I wish to discuss potential employment with the Faculty of Anthropology, assuming, that is, you have an interest in our work. Hydaelyn. Magnificent. Searchers Meet, where we currently find ourselves, is a place where gleaners connect with the faculty and students of the studium. It allows us to acquire the necessary materials for our studies and also provides us with a place to store supplies and specimens. And with your help, I believe I may be able to procure what is needed for the professor's research. Of course, such work is predicated on the assumption Professor Tankin has decided on a focus for his next project, which sadly he has not. Would you say he's the indecisive sort? Oh, that is certainly one way of putting it. If he doesn't hurry and submit a research proposal to the studium soon, he will be unable to secure funding for his work. Why, his very tenure could be cut short. It would be a great loss for the studium, as he is a remarkable scholar, the very definition of calm and collected, until he discovers something that piques his interest. Then his eyes widen and his cheeks take on a rosy hue. Honestly, it's like he regresses to being a young boy. Returning to the topic at hand, your first task will be to procure Professor Tankin himself. I imagine you'll find him somewhere in Numenon, if you would be so kind. Wonderful. And when you find him, pray offer him this slice of Archon loaf. Like as not, he's forgotten to eat as usual. The sheer size of the library can prove daunting at times, but I have spent enough time with the professor to know he is in there somewhere. Okay, we're 9 minutes into our queue now. There he is. I see him hiding over there. What? Damn it all, I succumb to the sweet song of slumber yet again. She always strikes when I least suspect it. I don't suppose you would happen to have a morsel of food to spare on your person. I seem to have built up quite the appetite whilst dead to the world. Yeah, here's some Archon loaf, buddy. And gosh, and I guess she sent you, eh? Of course she would insist that I eat Archon loaf. At any rate, you have my thanks. I hope you do not think me rude for indulging right away. That ought to silence my stomach for a while. Truly, I am indebted to you, madam. Dozing in the midst of research is an all too common and routinely ignored occurrence around here. There's no telling how long I would have slept had you not come when you did. In fact, it calls to mind the tale of a researcher seeking a means to traverse the ethereal sea. He wished to do so while still amongst the living, you see, but they found him dead in the midst of a pile of books. But that is neither here nor there. I take you are come seeking employment? Your timing is quite fortuitous, as I but recently decided upon a topic for my thesis. Pray, accompany me to Searcher's Meet once more, and I shall explain all to you there. All right, we'll run back there then. And we're about 12 minutes into our queue with the wait time updated to 10 minutes now. There you are, my savior from slumber. Professor, please, it would be most rude to waste any more of her time. Might we discuss the focus of your next research topic and what it is you require of her? Yes, of course. Time is of the essence. Honestly, Hinegeshi, I do not know what I would do without you. Well, that is most flattering, Professor. Thank you. I mean it, Hinegeshi. I would be lost, completely and utterly lost. Professor Tankin, Yes, and quite famished besides. So absorbed was I in my research that I had all but forgotten my need for rest and sustenance. Were it not for your kind gift, I would surely have expired by now. Oh, I thought you meant... I mean, yes. Yes, of course. Always happy to help. Provided our research is deemed of value to the studium, we are supplied with clothing, food, and shelter, but only the bare essentials, mind you. You need but look around to know the veracity of my words. We do as we are instructed, researching and gathering resources, but what value do these things truly have in the grand scheme of things? The study of 1,000 civilizations, and nothing here has changed. The culture of Hydaelyn remains as stagnant as the threadbare attire we wear day in and day out. I must confess, you do have a point about our garments. Could my shirt and trousers be soiled, I would have little recourse but to wear them inside out. But to be perfectly honest, I have no real qualms with the way we live here in Hydaelyn. That is all well and good, Hinegeshi, but would you be content to let your children live in such austere conditions? Your children's children? Children? Professor, why ever would you bring up such a thing? It is a subject I have thought to broach for some time. After all, you shall be my sole company for the foreseeable future, and I yours, correct? Yes, I suppose you're right, and I am perfectly content as we are. Of course, if you would prefer other company... Perhaps I've come at a bad time. Perish the thought. I have long wished for the help of a third party, and insist you stay to aid with our research. A third party? Splendid. I am resolved to change our current way of life. However, in order to do so successfully, I must first determine what cultures are best suited to blend with ours. As such, my research shall involve recreating the lifestyles of other cultures within this very building. So that was the cause for your furrowed brow of late. Well, it is a marvelous idea, Professor. Which is where your experience as a botanist comes into play. I would have you gather the materials necessary for said recreations. Though we do have a great deal of resources on hand at present, they are as yet inadequate for my plans. Now, if you will excuse me, I require time to consider which culture I shall attempt to emulate first. Have you ever seen such an inspiring sight? Okay. It is a relief to see Professor Tankin has at last chosen a subject for his research proposal. I myself have long been interested in the world's myriad peoples and their customs. In fact, that is precisely why I was so keen to work with cleaners, well versed as they are in the lore of distant lands. My parents too had a love for learning of other cultures. It was their fondness for the Far East and its beautiful flowers that gave them inspiration for my name. Despite knowing the origins of my name, I never gave it much thought. That is, until one day when the professor commented on it in one of his enthralling lectures. However, he did not stop there. Professor Tankin continued by musing on how even a single flower can go by many names. Different regions will know it differently after all. He then went on to talk of how this difference in location, language, and lifestyle can have a profound impact on how we think. We Aura have our roots in the Far East, though I only know the Sharlayan way of life, he said. I have long wondered what change might occur within my own mind should I someday visit my ancestral home. It is this very question which drives my research. Yes, even now I remember his words oh so clearly. That lecture inspired me to take up my current post. Yet, though I have done my utmost to assist him, our failure to present any findings has left me with naught to show of my own achievements. Oh, how I long to conduct research with him in the Far East, just the two of us. Just the two of you, eh? Well, what are you implying with that tone? No, perhaps it is time I was honest for once. You see, I am rather fond of Professor Tankin. To be honest, it is more than a little disconcerting that he has not noticed my feelings when even you have. However, given that his current research is squarely focused on creating a better life for us, I feel this is an opportunity I cannot pass up. But I have no experience in matters of the heart. Like a fool, my youth was spent with my nose buried in books. Would you perchance be more experienced in matters of romance? I would be forever grateful for your help in winning the professor's affections. Yep, just leave it up to me. Truly, you will help me? Oh, thank you so much. Well, you two certainly seem to be getting along. Oh, Professor, have you come to a decision? As you are doubtless aware, Sharlayan is frightfully cold all year round. However, this has led to a rapid progress in our ability to control our environs. Nothing proves this fact more than Labyrinthos. It is so pleasantly warm down there, you would be forgiven for thinking you were somewhere altogether more tropical. This has inspired me to look into the lifestyles of those who actually reside in balmy climes. We may yet happen upon a discovery or two that would never be made simply shivering in the cold. In line with this, the culture we shall seek to emulate first is none other than Rods at Han's. Splendid! We will need you to go and collect a few things that can only be obtained in Rods at Han proper. Hinageshi will brief you in more detail. Alright, we got that unlocked. And what about fishing? Maybe we can do fishing. Let's see, we're at 21 minutes into the queue now. Could it be? Yes, you must be the gleaner I've heard so much about. Let me get straight to the point. Oh, but where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Talakatia, and I'm an associate professor in the Faculty of Etherology here. To tell the truth, I'm in a bit of a bind. I'm scheduled to make a major presentation at a conference in the near future, but as ashamed as I am to admit it, I've not been able to get enough data to properly finish my thesis. If I'm unable to prove the worth of my research, then my funding is all but certain to dry up. As you can see, the stakes are high. You have the look of an adept angler about you, am I right? If so, you could be just the person I need. This section here is one I've rented out for my work. Might I interest you in taking a look? All right. Impressive, isn't it? I bet you've never laid eyes on such a fine fish tank before. Sadly, as you can see, it's entirely devoid of fish. Anyhow, I suppose I should tell you about my work. You see, I research water veins. Not just any old ones, mind you, but those that carry ether, not unlike the life stream, or the etheric currents in the wind. Life is naturally drawn to areas abundant in ether, which is why you... Oh, there we go. Let's skip the cutscene so we can get out here. Alright, whoops. Dancer. And let's go do it. Waiting on one tank currently, perhaps. There we go. Alright, keep your fingers crossed. Let's see if we can do it.
Establishing connection. All creation shall bend to my will. The end has come, and it will be beautiful. The marvels of circus were but playthings. be complete! Mine! All mine! At last, I am become Zodiark! The natural order overturned! All in existence, bent to my will!
Landed myself right in that one, didn't I?
My life's work! My masterpiece! Waited for this day!
Well, messed that one up for sure.
All in existence, bent to my will! The great cataclysm, faithfully recreated! From broken skies fall tears of flame! All shall burn! Will you live to see the end? All in existence, bent to my will!
I just cannot figure this out.
Will you live to see the end? I have no need for restraint.
Crap. I got no idea where to be.
All in existence, bent to my will! live to see the end?
How did I not get out of that, I wonder? I don't have any healing. That could be weird. Well, I'm not making it out of that one. I just got no idea what to look at.
Will you live to see the end? Bent to my will!
Come on.
Will you live to see the end?
He's about done. Here we go. Got it.
Is this the limit of your power? Is this how it ends?
There are no party members. Everybody ducked out. And thank you for the hydrate earlier. I'll go ahead and do that now. Withdraw now from this place. The teleporter will deliver you to safety.
Incomplete and insufficient. Of course he was no match. Once again, you have left my best laid plans in ruins. And played your role to perfection. Thus, sealing my victory. From the first, all I wanted was for you to kill Zodiark. 'Twas but one of many methods to achieve the desired effect. 'Twould have been the same had Xenos died in my place. But what better and more satisfying way to ensure success than to take control myself? My sole regret is that you live to tell the tale. Even so, I have fulfilled my heart's desire. Your murder mark the beginning of the end. The coming of the final days!
How quickly strength fades, and blood cools. Old familiar sensations. So many lives, so many deaths. No different this. I close my eyes and slip into the dreamless slumber. A tired song and dance. Routine. Always I wake. But not this time. Nothing left unsaid. Nothing left undone. Inherit my hell. I intone with glee. The man I was would weep for what I have become. The all-consuming contempt. But I've the wisdom of 10 millennia to justify my answer to the question. No value in their existence. Not a whit. For all that I looked. None that I did see. A final chance, then, for Hydaelyn and her faithful. In Cataclysm, prove me wrong. I sneer. All shall return to nothingness, as was your will, Emperor Sunday. I, the star, and every living being, consigned to your oblivion.
At last.
Deep breaths, slow and steady. You saw it too, yes? The blue star below, thrown into turmoil. then it was no illusion. All was truth. With the death of Zodiark, the laws of nature over which he presided have begun to unravel. The final days are upon us. What you witnessed was an omen granted by the Echo, a vision of the horrors to come. Time grows short.
No. I'll find no fulfillment in a contest with you this day. Slavering beasts gather at your gates, ravenous and eager. Already you turn to them and away from me. I must go forth once more in search of power far beyond the might of Shinryu. Power to make your heart run over with rage. For the eldest of primals was a betrayal of promise. A pathetic creature incapable of inspiring true despair. That's what I crave. Pure, unadulterated despair.
Will not fight for your amusement.
We shall see.
I sense his presence on the moon no longer. If you need not follow, then I beg you stay and listen to what I have to tell you. Of Zodiark, in the end of all things. And what are we getting? A new weapon. All right. The 533. Before we speak at length, I believe a change of surrounds is in order. I have more than ill tidings to share, you see. I sensed others arriving not long ago. Though my communions with Hydaelyn have grown infrequent, I have learned enough from her to know these are your comrades. And as luck would have it, they have already reached my abode. Come, let us join them. Yeah, 533 will be an improvement there. And we need those things over there for our hunt. That's the only one of those we needed. What about these over here? Any of these we need? Doesn't look like it. Nope. Thank goodness you are unharmed. We did what we could to subdue the Tempered before making our way here. Not without casualties, unfortunately. Some few detonated explosives, killing themselves and others. The contingent's healers had their hands full tending to the injured and enthralled when we took our leave. Lest you wonder, Mistress Krile hath also been delivered unto their care. Serving as a conduit for Hydaelyn's power hath taken its toll, but she will recover in due course. As for Alphino and Alice, they insisted on remaining in Garlemald while we three rushed to your aid. It appears, however, that matters here have already come to a conclusion. But what manner of conclusion, I might ask? And is this the ally whom Hydaelyn bade you seek out? He is not unlike the shades of Amaurot. Not unlike, perhaps, but not the same. I was created by Hydaelyn together with this place. It has ever been my duty to keep vigil over Zodiark, or rather, it was my duty. Then Zodiark is no more? And not without consequence, I'm afraid, for now the delicate weave of the star preserved by his presence will begin to unravel. If you mean to avert the final days, you shall have need of... Are you all right? My attempts to forestall Zodiark's release have all but exhausted my strength. If you might allow me to rest a short while, I will share with you all I can. Please do. You need not exert yourself on our account. These crystals contain records of your time here, yes? May we peruse them while we wait? By all means. If you would review them chronologically, might I suggest beginning with those on the upper floor? I shall leave that to you, Anne, while I see what can be gleaned from the crystals on these lower levels. As you gaze into the crystal, ancient knowledge of Zodiark flows through your mind. Daily summary, no abnormalities detected. These appear to be records of a long, lonely vigil on the moon, dating back to the beginning of Zodiark's imprisonment. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past calamities flows through your mind. The records describe how, with each rejoining, Zodiark's thirst for freedom grew, as did the strain on the brands. Maintaining Zodiark's imprisonment appears to tax Hydaelyn greatly. As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past rejoinings flows through your mind. The records describe the Watcher's efforts to prepare in the event Zodiark broke free from his prison. The records go on to describe maintenance carried out regularly with the Loporrits, though it is not clear who or what they are. So yeah, I'm gonna cancel, I'm gonna abort this fishing studium quest. I'll restart that one later. Oh, didn't have far to go for that one. As you gaze into the crystal, a record of an unexpected visitor flows through your mind. The records note the Watcher's musings when Elidibus is spotted on the moon, though clearly not for the first time. It is clear he and his brethren have a keen interest in freeing Zodiark from his prison, and yet they have made no attempt to destroy the brands. Perhaps they prefer he remain hidden from mortal eyes until the final rejoining. Perhaps they realize we would never dare bring harm to Zodiark so long as he remains imprisoned. Did you learn anything of import? So, it is as we suspected. Maintaining the brands requires a great deal of her energy and focus, and this cost has grown higher with every rejoining. That would explain why contact with her has become rather infrequent since the 7th Umbral calamity. I too made a rather startling discovery. This heavenly body we know to be the moon was in fact created by Hydaelyn. When the Watcher said he was created together with this place, I thought he only meant this facility. Truly, Hydaelyn's powers are far beyond anything I could have imagined. I I thank you for affording me this short reprieve.
It is we who should thank you. The records stored here are nothing short of extraordinary. There is much we could learn of Zodiark and his imprisonment, but perhaps you could offer us more focused guidance. Pray, tell us of the calamity that came before and comes now again.
Long ago, before the Great Sundering, there was but a single word, Aetheris. One day, from within the earth, a terrible cry issued forth, affecting a profound change in all manner of life. We were not exempt. Our creation magics ran rampant, giving shape and form to thoughts of hopelessness and despair. At first, the phenomenon was limited to a single region, but quickly, so very quickly, it spread and engulfed the whole of the star.
Were the ancients ever able to deduce its source?
They were not. However, the convocation struck upon a method to predict where next the corruption would manifest. The etheric energies which flow through all of creation in the form of various currents. The currents which course through the land and seas. Those which flow through the very air. And those of a celestial nature, which encompass both our star and this moon.
Celestial currents. I cannot say I am familiar with the concept.
Nor would I expect you to be. Few scholars of our time knew of their existence. Their invaluable knowledge helped us to better understand the nature of the calamity. Like the terrestrial ones of earth and air, the celestial currents form a vast network, but the ethereal distribution is not consistent. The convocation soon realized that the inciting incidents occurred in regions where the flow was weakest. Correlation without clear cause ultimately. Nevertheless, on closer study, a stagnancy of ether was observed in nearby currents.
And so they sought a means to harness the forces of darkness, of activity and growth. Thus was Zodiark conceived. No less a power than a god's could set right the laws of nature and quicken the flow of ether within the star.
Precisely. With the advent of Zodiark, our end was averted.
Emmett Selk claimed that those who summoned Hydaelyn did so because they saw Zodiark's power as a threat. Is that true?
Indeed. There was a faction opposed to Zodiark's creation, but their aim was never to unmake him. They understood the continued preservation of the natural order was dependent on his very existence. Until we could identify and address the underlying cause of the final days, he would need remain, for his departure would set in motion those apocalyptic forces once more. Hydaelyn recognized this as well, and so, rather than destroy, she sundered Zodiark, herself, and the star into lesser reflections that she might confine him in this place. I could have sworn she beseeched me to banish the darkness. Perhaps she did, but as with all beings, intent is not always in accord with spoken word. Hydaelyn and Zodiark are both constructs of man, approximations of perfection limited by our own imperfections. Zodiark was, without question, the more powerful of the two, having been born from the sacrifice of half Aetheris's population. Thus was it necessary for Hydaelyn to commit herself wholly to his defeat. Still more effort was needed to confine him. Maintaining the brands taxed her greatly. With what power she dared spare, she cried out to any who might listen and offered her blessing to those who heeded her call. Though it was likely within her power to do so, I believe she did not wish to speak of Aetheris and her history. Like Zodiark, Hydaelyn's purpose is a reflection of her creators. They wish to look to the future and not linger in a prison of the past.
The Ascians set in motion 7 rejoinings before we came to oppose them. How many more worlds would have been lost had we not placed our faith in her? How many more souls living in the present would have been snuffed out for the sake of those long dead?
Well, in light of recent events, I see no reason to doubt your words. And even if Hydaelyn is not a god in truth, If Minfilia believed that we should trust in her plans, then I choose to do just that. Which brings me to a rather important question. Let's suppose we try but fail to stop this second coming of the final days. Should the Source fall, what will become of the other worlds?
The nomenclature is more fitting than you know. Bring ruin to the Source, and its reflections will share in its fate. Ah, it is ready. This way, if you would be so kind. A beautiful sight, is it not?
Yes, but what is it?
Hydaelyn knew better than any that her power was not absolute. Indeed, she has ever struggled to hold Zodiark and his faithful at bay. She feared the worst and so made preparations. In the event of his demise, there would be a contingency. This moon is more than a prison. It is a vessel capable of bearing the people of Aetheris to safe harbor. You need not go far to find its pilots. In fact, I should be happy to take you to them. And fulfill my final duty as Watcher in the Dark. Alright, got a new weapon we can get now. The time has come for you to be on your way. The crater at the heart of Mare Lamentorum, where Zodiark was imprisoned, is not so easily traversed, however. Let us call upon Argos, the familiar whom you met earlier. He should have no trouble bearing you across. As Hydaelyn created me as the jailer, so too did she create Argus as the guard. It is his nature to appear when needed, and yet he is nowhere to be found. Strange. Mayhap the imbalancing of ether has affected him. Let us make for the crushing brand and attempt to call upon him there. You need but recall the path you walked with Argus before, and you will find your way. If he labors in service to Hydaelyn's plan, I see no reason not to do as he suggests. Shall we make for this crushing brand, then? Absolutely. We'll just jump off here. Genesis Rock. All right. What I have not been looking for ether currents. The place we seek is just ahead at the Chloropha's Grot, I guess. I don't know. You see, Argos cannot manifest without sufficient concentrations of ambient ether. You would be hard-pressed to find a greater confluence than inside this cavern. Follow me. Yeah, we'll see if these are going to pursue me very far here. Here we go. I think that did it. Yes, here will do nicely. The lunar spongoi draw ether from the ground, which is then dispersed in the air. At present, however, the ambient energies are not quite sufficient for Argos to manifest. Might you be willing to spare some of your own to help the spongoi along? Sure. All I gotta do is click on it, right? Argus manifests in a flash. He seems glad to see you again. A most fascinating creation of Hydaelyn's, would you not agree? Should the need arise, he is even able to create reflections of himself on a whim. Though I assure you it was no reflection which accompanied you earlier to the brand. No, Argus was quite eager to be at your side then, as he is now, it seems. I cannot recall when last he showed such an affinity for anyone. Indeed, I thought him more likely to shy away from you and your companions. Perhaps it was more than a sense of duty that compelled him to aid you before. as for your companions, unexpected but greatly appreciated. I believe we are all ready. Then let us return outside that you may cross the chasm. Right back through the weepers. Reminiscent of Promethea from Final Fantasy XI. Your destination is the structure there across the Cradle of Darkness. But climb onto Argus's back and he will take care of the rest. Once you arrive, it should not take long to find the ship's crew. The facility is designed to rouse them from their slumber in the event of Zodiark's destruction. Heed their counsel. Together you may guide the star and its people to a kinder fate. This is where we part ways, but know that I shall ever be watching and praying for your success. Our allies' assurances notwithstanding, we cannot be certain what awaits us on the other side, so perhaps it would be best if we did not all go at once. I propose the two of us cross first while Thancred and Urianger wait here. Let's ride Argus across the chasm. Onward! Malefic ether yet permeates from the crater. Remnants of Zodiark, most like. Just a little further. This structure is enormous, though that is hardly surprising given the size of the average Amaranthine. Apologies for the wait. Right then, let us head inside and... Oh? Most intriguing. A means by which he conserveth energy, mayhap. Well, I certainly wouldn't want him to blink out of existence on our account, helpful as he's been. Thank you, Argus. We'll take things from here. If Argus is to remain without, let us not keep him waiting over long. Hey, Key! Yeah, did I forget to change the game title? Yeah, looks like I did. Appreciate that. That could explain why maybe some folks haven't been checking in today. Let me get that taken care of here. There we go. All right, well, that should be updating to new folks. And welcome, good to see you again. How are you doing today, Keith? Yeah, thank you for letting me know. I just overlook that sometimes when I fire up the Streamlabs here. Remember the description, but forget to look at the game name that it's got underneath it for sure. Let's see, I actually need to take a quick break too, just for a few minutes here, but I will be back shortly. Just hang tight and we'll get moving on with our investigation here. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate that. Get on in here and see what's going on.
Our moonship pilot should be around here somewhere. Is that right?
Look lively, everyone! I know, this 1243rd inspection is a mite ahead of schedule, but it is of the utmost importance, for Zodiark, alas, is no more. As of now, our mighty moon has a new purpose, to bear the people of Aetheris to safety! Our time has come, my friends! to be swifter than swift. There is much to do before our guests arrive. I expect your workstations to be immaculate, and don't forget to relay our signal to Aetheris. Questions? Yes? No? Maybe so? No? Then hop to it!
"'Tis a rather curious crew she hath chosen. Their endearing forms intended to ease the passengers' hearts, perhaps."
Perhaps?
Thancred just dumbfounded. All right. Ooh, what do we get? New chest gear. Awesome. 533 now. They must be the Loporrits mentioned in the Watcher's records. Not at all what I expected, but the Watcher did bid us heed their counsel. I assume the one who gave that rousing speech was their leader, though we might have to ask about in order to track them down. Come on then, let us be about it. Hello, Chipper Loporrit. The leader of the crew? Not me, I'm afraid. Seeingway's the name. I'm in charge of the construction and maintenance of the atmospheric circulation system. Only the crispiest, cleanest air for the people of Aetheris, and that's a promise. Hey, trading way. And I'd better attune to this before I forget about it. Leader? No. Sleeping way. My job is... Perhaps I'd better ask. Alright, let's go find a snappy Loporrit. Hey, snappy Loporrit. What? How in the... When did you get here? Who let you in? Why wasn't I told? Take me to your leader. Leader? Ah, yes. Look no further. I am the one you seek. Well, well, looks like you beat us here. Your friends, I take it. Is this all of them? A group comprised entirely of children. What must their parents be thinking? This isn't a nursery after all, though perhaps we should build one. Or did we build one already? No matter. You needn't worry your pretty little heads. All will be well, I promise. But goodness me, we shouldn't be standing around gawping. I must take you to meet the others. If you could run along back toward the entrance, you'll find a path that leads to the central platform on the upper floor. There's no wrong way to reach it, but it's the large, glowing ball at the center, if you should find yourselves lost. I shall gather the others and meet you there. Well then, back to the upper floor it is.
Of course, introductions are in order. Ahem. My name is Livingway, and we are the Loporrits, created for the express purpose of commanding this ship and bearing the people of Aetheris to a brave new world. More specifically, I am the one whom she charged with the execution of her most vital plans. You might say I'm her right paw. Livingway's the name, map reader and navigator of the heavens.
Pleasure to meet you all, but I'm still trying to make sense of this.
Yeah, no doubt.
Confusion and bewilderment are completely understandable. Fear not, I shall walk you through it. The people of Aetheris, through no fault of your own, I'm sure, set in motion a series of events that, unfortunately, culminated in Zodiark's obliteration. Acutely aware of the imminent crisis, your parents sent you little ones on ahead while they began the necessary preparations. Still not following? No? Very well, I shall elaborate further. Here, we have Aetheris, your home, and the moon, where we are now. Without Zodiark around to keep things lively, so to speak, the celestial currents of the star have doubtless begun to degrade. A calamity of apocalyptic proportions will be visited upon Etheris, bringing an end to all life. Very sad, that.
So too hath the Watcher claimed. By thine unperturbed countenance, I gather this eventuality was anticipated.
The doom and gloom. Oh yes, quite expected. Imagine, if you will, that Etheris is a delicious carrot that I've forgotten to eat and left out in the midday sun. The most earnest wishes or prayers will not stop it from rotting to the core. So sadly, there's nothing to be done but to abandon said carrot, Etheris, in case the metaphor is lost on you, to its grisly fate.
Oh, you sweet little operate.
And this moon will serve as the vessel to deliver us to a new home.
Just so! We will gather up as many people, supplies, and resources as our stores will hold. And then, once everyone is aboard, it's off to another star. Easier said than done, admittedly, for one does not simply hop from star to star on a whim, which is precisely why we've spent countless years constructing the most propulsive of propulsion systems. We ought to make it to our destination in 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail.
Impressive technology. I dare say it is beyond anything we have ever seen.
No need to shower us with praise. All we've done is faithfully carry out the instructions left to us by Hydaelyn. Back in the old days, when she was still just Venar, she was dedicated to the study of the world and its inner workings. And the Watcher, the real one, not the simulacrum you met, was one of her fellow researchers. We and this wondrous vessel masquerading as a moon are products of their knowledge and know-how.
There's certainly more to you all than meets the eye. Might I ask where exactly you intend to take us?
We identified a few promising candidates for resettlement some time ago, but we cannot guarantee that they are fit for habitation. Moreover, the ship can only travel in short bursts. We intend to go down our list, hopping from star to star, until we find one suitable for resettlement. No need to worry, though. The vessel is being refurbished with accommodation for an extended stay as we speak. While we did have to rely upon outside help to determine what amenities were essential, I dare say we have risen to the challenge.
Help? From who?
From you and yours! Who else? Each time we woke to perform regularly scheduled maintenance, we were greeted by the resources you sent us. What better way to learn about preferences and proclivities of our present-day charges? Ah, but you're still adorable little children. Perhaps your elders were responsible for the deliveries.
I'm not sure what led you to conclude otherwise. I can assure you that we are all grown men and women. And I very much doubt my elders know this place exists, much less how to send you so much as a starlight missive.
What? Then who in blazes let you on my moon? Hydaelyn herself led you here. You don't say! Well, that's really not children. Then why are you so small and stunted? Like little baby carrot people.
Little baby carrot people.
Well, Amarotines were a great deal taller. In the present day, persons of such prodigious size are exceedingly rare.
So, you're saying everyone one's not like the Watcher. Oh, confound it all! Someone could have at least scribbled a note about your profound miniaturization.
That tome in thy possession.
Oh, this? One of the first books sent to us. A compendium of the people of Aetheris, with a few blank pages at the back for minor corrections and updates as needed. The sum total of our knowledge of your kind is contained in these pages. I thought it was abridged and made small for our benefit, but this isn't a regular-sized book, is it? Can you hear me? Yes, we're all very busy. Change of plans. I need you to rebuild the domiciles at 1/3 the scale. All of them. Yes, all of them, and but me no buts. See to it with all speed.
Perhaps you could tell us a bit more about your terrestrial collaborators.
Yes, in due time. But first, I'd like to hear more about you, if it's all the same. I'd rather not risk any other complications due to outdated knowledge of our passengers-to-be.
All right, let's get that new gear on. What are we getting? Some purple carrot juice. Skill, speed, and vitality. Right then, now that you're here, we need you to teach us all you can about your people, and quickly. It won't be long before the final days are upon us in all their terrible grandeur, so it is imperative that we be prepared to receive our passengers-to-be. If there is anything at all, that may displease them, it must be addressed post-haste. And address it we shall. Here at Bestways Burrow, we have assembled everything required to offer our guests the best way forward. We have produced myriad amenities we understand to be essential for day-to-day living, and I wish to hear your opinions on them. I'm sure you've all worked up an appetite, so why don't we start with foodstuffs? Meet me at the Caratorium and we'll see about filling your bellies. She does not want for enthusiasm. The notion of Aetheris rotting to its core being a matter of course is rather concerning, though. Nevertheless, let us take this opportunity to learn more of the Loperates and this vessel. Sounds good. We will do it then. Oh, I need those. All right, let's do those then. I need 3 of those. I love the retro battle music too. I guess we'll grab another one when we run across it. Welcome to the Curatorium. Here we create prototypes of the various sundries required by our soon-to-be passengers. Allow me to introduce the head of foodstuff production. Cooking Way, pleasure to meet you all. Our work has involved no small amount of trial and error, but after many, many cycles of painstaking labor, I dare say we have created the finest cuisine our guests could ask for. I've learned all about the essential nutrients for a healthy and balanced diet from the reference materials we received. Why, I've practically worn the words from those invaluable pages. Naturally, we've also considered ease of growth and production. We will not want for ingredients. I must insist you try some. We have fresh stock recently prepared on account of, well, because we just woke up and we're all quite famished. Hop along the platforms here and you'll find a storage unit full to bursting with delectable delights. Help yourself to anything you like. Ooh, 38 Southwest. I guess it's right up there. Yep, there it is. And it can't be that hard to jump up there. Next one is off northwest a bit. You open the storage unit and find a rainbow-colored assortment of carrots. Yes, unassuming orange carrots fine. From frond to tip, no scratches or blemishes mar this immaculate specimen. Nevertheless, if not for its excessive length and girth, one might think it was an ordinary carrot. Yep, I'll eat that one. On second thought, you elect to simply take an obscenely large carrot for now. Due to its bizarre qualities, it would be prudent to ask Cooking Way whether it is safe to eat first. Yep, kind of figured that. $252 West, maybe later, I don't know. So, did any of our selections set your mouth to watering? Ah, yes, a fine choice. One of my personal favorites, actually. Please dig in. I'm eager to hear what you think. We are on the western side. Yeah, we'll get to that other one later. All right, let's eat the obscenely large carrot then. With great trepidation, you take a bite out of the carrot. There is a satisfying crunch as you sink your teeth into the orange skin, and a warm, tingling sensation runs down your spine. With the second bite, a wave of euphoria washes over you, and you drown in bliss. Alas, as you finish, the elation fades, leaving you with a desperate craving for another carrot. Great, these carrots are addictive. Carrot of happiness. Unusually good mood. with an unusual craving to eat more carrots. And they actually threw that up there as a buff. Huh. What did you think? Unlike anything you've ever tasted, yes? The carrot of happiness is full to bursting with nutrients and is guaranteed to leave you feeling satiated. It's a staple among us Loperites. We have plenty of other varieties too. Bleeding carrots to improve blood flow, dream carrots to help with sleep. So you see, we have a carrot for every occasion. But what if I don't like carrots? You don't like carrots? Oh, you must mean you don't like them served in this fashion. Worry not, we have pureed versions on hand if you haven't time to chew. I take it you too had a wide assortment of carrots to choose from and not else. If I may ask, what exactly did these collaborators share with you about cuisine on Etheirys? Surely you are aware we have an abundance of dishes and foods you could emulate. Of course we are, but well, it was only quite recently that we established contact. Even holding a conversation was a struggle at first, so imagine our surprise when they sent a mountain of books and documents with no clear instructions. The sheer amount of information was overwhelming. If it wasn't for that encyclopedia I found, we would have been at a loss where to begin. And so we decided, rather than divide our resources to prepare a variety of middling and potentially unsatisfying meals, it would be more efficient to devote our efforts to the production of a single perfect food. That's all well and good, but man cannot live on raw carrots alone. Have you considered cooking them? You mean steaming, boiling, roasting, and the like? I suppose we could prepare the carrots in other ways. But our primary concern was efficiency. And what's more efficient than sinking your teeth into a carrot fresh from production? A rather strange approach to take for one named Cooking Way, isn't it? Well, technically speaking, Cooking Way isn't my given name. When first created, we were all named in the old tongue. You know, that otherwise impenetrable parlance the Watcher speaks. After we received a great tome of words, a dictionary that is, from our collaborators, we learned your language. Adverbs, gerunds, present continuous verb conjugations, just the basics. Then we found the terms related to our given tasks and used them to form new names. Aren't they helpful? No, not really, but it does explain a great deal. Wherefore didst thy kind deem such a change necessary? When the rest of your people arrive, we want to be certain they understand immediately what each of us does. You'd never be able to pronounce our original names anyway. I see. I hope our critiques, such as they are, were helpful to you. Though, if you should decide to preserve flora and fauna from Etheirys as well, you would be able to offer the passengers a more balanced diet. Until such a day, one I pray comes sooner than later, it would appear there is naught but carrots on the menu. Indeed. And we'll be getting some new pants. I think we've had our fill of carrots for now. Let's move on to other necessities, shall we? Our clothing production is sure to impress. This way. There's another we can take out here. Time for the AoE. Well, that's all of those that we need. Yeah, it's a ways off, isn't it? Here we are, the apparel production station. We've chosen to employ more traditional methods for this task, creation magics. Hydaelyn, in her infinite wisdom, blessed us with the self-same affinity for magic her people possessed. We have other amazing talents, of course, and I know you're dying to hear about them, but I will regale you with the details another time. That said, we did run into a spot of trouble at first. Our magic alone was not sufficient to see our work done. In the end, we discovered crystallized ether was a wonderful catalyst that could provide us with the extra V's we needed. My, how resourceful. Ah, the sweet sound of recognition. You will also be impressed to hear we've read all about your habit of changing attire to match your chosen profession. For the sake of efficiency, I presume. This has also been taken into account with our designs. But why take my word for it when you can simply try on our clothes? Make yourselves known to the workers and they will see to the rest. Ah, it's you! One of the visitors from Aetheris. Goodness me, Mapping Way wasn't kidding. You really are smaller than the Watcher. Oh, right, you're here to try on a set of clothes, yes? What would you have me fashion for you today? Oh, an outfit that embodies my bloodlust. Embodies your what? This will only take a moment. What's with these clothes? There we are, all finished. A perfect fit, if I do say so myself. Well, yeah, but I would be lying if I said I understand what bloodlust is, but I assume it's something you enjoy. I made certain the clothes are flexible yet sturdy enough to endure whatever it is you plan to do while wearing them. Would you look at that? Speechless! And there I thought you may not like it. If you've a mind to try something else, why not speak with my fellow artisans? I'm sure they'd be happy to oblige. I must continue wearing these to progress. Okay. Let's see. Can we avoid these guys? Maybe. Oops. Oh well, so much for that. Turned at the last moment while I was in air. And he's looking right at the stairs. Wonder if I can get up here while he's Oh, he turned around. That's convenient. Convenient. Ah, no one said you'd be coming. How can I help you? You wish to try my clothes? Really? Of course, it would be my honor. Did you have anything in mind? I'm looking for clothes with an altogether different design. I think I can handle that. Let's see. Thank you for the hydrate. I appreciate it. Go ahead and take a drink of water here. This should do. Well, some of my best work yet. You're a strange one, aren't you? I honestly wasn't sure what to do when you didn't ask for anything specific. I take my work seriously, however, and have never one to disappoint. That ensemble is a blend of concepts from myriad professions, all-purpose attire for the modern woman of Aetheris. I was worried how the concept would turn out when put to the proof, but it looks stunning on you. Won't you go and show Livingway? I'm sure she's eager to see what we've come up with. And I still need to keep these on. Okay. My, don't we look splendid? The result of much trial and error, but I know quality work when I see it. Shh, you needn't speak. I can see your adoration for the moon and we loporits in your eyes. No doubt your friends feel the same, having sampled our creations. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Oh gosh, all the same kind of clothes. They insisted we sample all of their concepts ere we returned. Verily, 'tis an ensemble most becoming. Yeah, I figure Urianger would love these. No words. I think it's past time we returned these clothes. I was so confident our garments would meet with your approval. Whatever are we doing wrong? The Watcher taught us that in his time everyone wore the same robes. To do otherwise was against social etiquette. We thought we could appeal to modern tastes by tailoring the robes to specific professions, but... Please, you mustn't be so hard on yourself. Should we resort to evacuating the people of Aetheris, they will most certainly have need of your attire. It is clear you spared no effort in addressing our needs, but you must understand that we are not quite so homogeneous. Speaking for myself, what I wear now better suits my tastes, even if it is of inferior make. But there are others whose choices may be influenced by traditions or personal experience. Rather than make assumptions for the whole, you must consider the individual and their potential preferences. I fear we've underestimated the complexity and diversity of your people. Even if we'd memorized every tome we received, I doubt we'd have fared much better. Maybe we're doing you a disservice trying to shower you with our baubles and frippery, thinking it was for your benefit when you'd be better off on your own. There are some who might agree, people who prefer to keep others at arm's length even when they know they shouldn't. As one such form of fool, I'd like to ask you a question. This plan to evacuate and escape the final days, did it account for the reflections of the source as well? Not that I'm aware of. We were born of Hydaelyn's love for Aetheris, and the salvation of the people on that star, and that star alone, has ever been our aim. Surely it's better to devote ourselves to saving one world than to divide our efforts across 14 and risk failing them all. I suppose you're right. Living Way, might we have leave to explore Bestway's burrow unattended? You have given us much to think about. Why, certainly. Until later, then. If I may, I should like to accompany thee a while longer. Really? I mean, you're more than welcome to. There was actually something I wished to speak with you about. Let's be off then, shall we? My apologies. I wasn't trying to spy or anything. Everyone's been talking about the visitors come from Aetheris, and I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. I was excited at first, but now I'm worried. What if the people of Aetheris refuse to come? What if we can't save them? It's clear we've made a mess of things. Oh, but wait, you still haven't visited the domiciles. Once you see them, you'll understand how wonderful the moon truly is, I'm sure of it. I'll be waiting for you by the teleporter near the entrance. Oh, and the name's Growing Way, by the way. See you soon. Guess we could just pour it on over there. You're here! You're really here! Thank you so much. Sorry, what should I call you? An adventurer, eh? Crikey, even your names are amazing. Well, Anne, we'll be using this teleporter to enter the residential area. Whenever you're ready. I'm ready.
Ready in the teleporter. Huh? says the living quarters restricted due to reconstruction. Then where is it? Oh no!
Oh.
A private audience, as thou didst request, for reasons I know not.
Just a precaution. I'd rather I didn't have to ask the question at all, but I take my responsibilities very, very seriously. Do you and your friends, by any chance, find our accommodation wanting? Be honest, brutally even.
'Twould be ungracious of me to belittle the efforts of thee and thine.
Lovely sentiment, really. But the disappointment is writ plain on your comrades' faces. It's all the more frustrating since no one will come out and say what they find wanting. If there are faults in our work, we need to know. We can, we will do better. But time is not on our side. The final days will wait for no one. If your people are to be saved, we must take quick and decisive action. This vessel must serve as a home for as many passengers as possible, for far longer than we may like. Which brings me to my request. Our collaborators on Atheris are doing what they can to prepare for the voyage. Would you be willing to go and lend them a hand? Having seen the moon for yourself, you could speak to its many splendors, learn what else they might require, and assuage whatever concerns they have.
Wherefore wouldst thou entrust me with such a task?
How to put it? You're the only one who appears not to be wholly unsatisfied with our work. Oh, quite good at pretending that's the case, at least. Calm, collected, tactful to a fault. Very particular with your words, too. You understand that, in the face of great danger, one cannot pursue perfection at the expense of practicality. The difficult choices must often be made for the greater good.
And so fate doth conspire to set my feet upon this path once more.
Come again?
Idle musings. 'Tis no trifle thou dost ask, yet full well do I understand the urgency and necessity.
Oh, dear me! Dear me! I was terribly sorry for the mix-up. It's a bit of a malfunction. I hadn't realized the residential quarters were inaccessible, you see. But you're still in one piece. So, all's well that ends well, yes? Won't happen again. I promise.
Gosh, that was embarrassing. I promise to be more careful from now on. Since the residential quarters are closed for now, I've rerouted the teleporter to allow travel between floors instead. Hopefully it proves useful in the meantime. A shame you couldn't see it though. You really would have liked it. We can now travel between the upper and lower floors using the teleporter. All's veiled at Ensvale. It may not seem like it, but we've been planning for this far longer than I'd care to admit. Each time we woke up, we'd have long discussions about how to save as many of you as we can. Felt like everyone had an opinion on this or that. But the one thing we all agreed upon was that the people of Aetheris wouldn't take action to save themselves until it was far too late. That's why we're striving to make the moon a vibrant, magical place they'd hop at the chance to visit, rather than waiting for the flames of oblivion to get them off their tails and force them to accept our invitation. The residential quarters may not be up to the necessary standards just yet, but there are plenty of other places worth seeing. You've already had a look around the Curatorium, but wait until you see what's waiting for you at the east end of the borough. Follow me. Alright, I'm going to leave it here for today. We'll pick back up tomorrow morning with Infinite Undiscovery. We finished the main story last stream, so we'll be pushing forward to the post-story content and working on the compulsive achievement as we move forward in that game. And then we'll be back here Saturday and Sunday morning with more Final Fantasy XIV while we continue the Endwalker story. So thank you all for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.